1985, Villanova shocks the world by upsetting Georgetown.
1996, Princeton Tigers upsets UCLA Bruins.
In 1997, Coppin State upsets South Carolina.
2018, the first ever number 16 seed UMBC upsets number 1 University of Virginia.
Everyone loves a great underdog story, the huge upsets, David beating Goliath. But what happens when there are no upsets? When the only people you get to see and hear from are famous people, the superstars, the head coaches, the celebrities. Are their stories more important? Do they matter more? Everyone puts in the same work, the same time, the same sweat. So who hears their stories? From the walk-ons, the assistant coaches, the role players, the 10th man off the bench. Everyone has a story and everyone has a voice. And on this podcast, you will meet these people, you will hear their stories in their own voices.
This is Underrated.
Welcome to Underrated. I am your host, Ray Hutter, along with my 6'4", davishingly looking young, even though he just turned 50, Mr. David Capers.
Yes, I'm in the building.
That's right. And not only that, but he turned 50 Saturday morning, steals the ball, goes up, does a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar one-hand dunk. I'm kidding. I think that's really nice. It was a great birthday prep, but he did look like that Kareem one-hand dunk. But it was good, though. He still dunked the ball. All right, I can barely touch net. So there we go. But welcome back to Underrated. Also, before we get started and before we introduce our guests, just want to go over a couple new sponsors here. We have our first, and you'll probably notice the difference in the studio. We are in a new studio, EchoFlow Studios, no longer in Juan's crappy-ass basement apartment.
Wow.
We actually have...
Wow.
Oh, that's one.
Remember, I'm here now. That's right. I can answer back now.
But, so we're in a new studio. So we're sponsored by EchoFlow Studios that is located at 560 Mamaroneck Avenue in Mamaroneck, New York. And so, if you want to rent out the space, it's a great space. So please reach out to
EchoFlowUSA@gmail.com.
All right.
He made sure to put USA in there.
Of course.
Also, we have our Chile sunglasses, which Farid, you're going to be going home with another pair. I think it's your fourth.
Yeah, I get to choose.
You get to choose whichever one from the box over there. We have Tommy Copper, our friends at Tommy Copper sponsoring us. So please go out to their website and look at that. We all use Nemrata because we're all so old and keeps us young and fit, whether it be arm sleeves, knee braces, back braces. They got it all for us. And our latest and greatest new sponsor, Fit Spider. Go out to the App Store, the iOS or the Google Store, whatever the hell, Android store, and download the app Fit Spider. Go to the website. So, Kate, we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah,
we're blowing up. We had to take a little vacation because of life and things like that. But so how you been before we get to Farid?
Man, since my 50th, everything's been smooth sailing right now. I'm trying to live life to the fullest, dodging these haters and bullets.
Wow. We have a rapper tonight. Yeah, write that down, bro.
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, right. Write that
down.
I'm going to use any tomorrow.
I got to give my cousin credit for that.
Dodging these haters and bullets.
That's my big cousin. Oh, that's a little line.
All right, I'll say that tomorrow. Say that tomorrow to my fifth graders. Oh, man.
So as you know, on Underrated, we bring stories that you never get to hear before, right? The underrated people that have fantastic stories, and we have another one of our friends has a fantastic story that we're going to dive into. We're going to have a lot of fun with him because we know him well. We're going to pick on him a little bit and bring out shortcomings, but we're also going to then build him back up. So we rip him down, then we build him back up. So I'd like
build
to
each other up.
Farid Johnson to the show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm glad to finally be here. You guys are doing a great thing here, man. I like the ebony and ivory thing you got going on. Well,
it works, both on the basketball court and off.
Caper's the second best basketball player here behind me,
No doubt.
And Ray coming up in 5th or 6th. I don't know.
It's messed up, man. Don't make us pull out the game. All right, we got game film now.
Hey, I do want to say, though, Farid had the game of his life last game. he was looking like a little mini Steph Curry, shooting from half court, hitting like 7 or 8 threes. I'm like, who is this guy?
Listen, I mean, we've all seen you play, and we'll get to your story. We'll all see you play. But one question that I do have for you is, and we'll get to your story, but one of the things that you have is, and we played at this gym, Manhattanville College, right? And up on the banner, it says like you're one of the leading scorers. My question to you is, now when we played pickup throughout the years, why can't you score in that gym?
Well,
Did they
one,
raise the rims?
I think they changed the rims. Oh. Yeah. And I mean, you know, when I left, I was just like, I'm out. So they're like, all right, finally, somebody else can get a turn to do something. So I think that's why.
Okay.
Out of respect. It's out of respect.
I don't know if that answered my question, but yeah, exactly. That was it was a little awkward, but anyway. So Farid, just let the audience know, kind of, you know, a little about your background, who you are, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah. So, you know, Farid Johnson. I'm one of 6 children. Gloria Johnson, my mother, R.I.P. to her. My father had 2 kids, so I guess you would say I'm one of 8, like between his first marriage. I'm currently a school principal. Worked my way from the bottom to where I am now, and I still have a lot more to go. A lot more to give in life. I'm currently working on a bunch of different things. God willing, I'll have my doctorate in June. So I'll be
And what are they going to call you? What are they going to call you?
Dr. J, baby. I'm about to get the jersey tonight. I'm gonna wear it.
Yeah, tell them what you're going to do.
Yeah, man. Like, so when I first started this journey for a doctoral degree, I always said, oh man, I'm gonna be Dr. J. So how dope would it be to defend my dissertation wearing a Dr. J jersey? So that's what I'm gonna do in June.
I like it.
Dope.
Can anybody come and watch and maybe haze you? Like
I'm gonna have somebody tape it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So before we get to what you're doing now, let's kind of hit the rewind button and let's talk about from high school to college and just kind of what made you end up at Manhattanville. But let's talk about your recruiting process and what you went through.
So it's funny. So I'm from Yonkers, New York. All right, like not a great area in Yonkers. And growing up, you know, my mom, drugs, alcohol, everything, right? So I've been everywhere between homeless, foster care, government motels, sleeping in cars. So that's my childhood. And my mom not only was she like abusing drugs and alcohol, but she was also physically abusive. So, you know, we got beat, but beat, not like your regular average beating. So one day I got fed up. We were in foster care twice. Or once they came and took us away when I was in 3rd grade because of like a whole host of different things. But then when I was in 9th grade, something happened. Like me and my little sister, we were in a bank and we sat on a table and fell. So we're laughing, whatever. And my mom was looking for a scheme. Oh, we're gonna sue this bank, And one thing led to another. Me and my sister weren't with it. She hit us in public. We went to therapy because we were in therapy like every week. Told that therapist what happened, and then, you know, one thing led to another, and we were gone. Again, then ended up from foster care into a group home, and then back with my mom in like 10th, 11th grade. So that's we left Yonkers and ended up in Hastings. So Hastings on Hudson, small, very not many people back, especially back then, that looked like me at all. So it was a big culture shock. Right. So my sophomore year, like I didn't even play. I sat the bench behind some scrubs, and no disrespect to anyone that was on that JV team.
Right? We're going to be looking at
That's a total disrespect.
how are we not supposed to be disrespected?
Those are some scrubs.
But and I didn't like it because growing up in Yonkers, like I always thought I was good. Like I'm playing at the park, like I had a little crossover, a little jump shot, right? Like that's what you did, Trevor Park. That's what you did. But no, not in 10th grade. I sat the bench and like I was having a hard time with it. So that summer I decided to work. And there were a couple of teachers that took a liking to me that really liked basketball. Free, raise your shot, free, work on this little jump hook, whatever. So I did that. One of the guys' name is Patrick Theodore. He actually coaches in Mount Vernon a lot of the times, but he works in Hastings. So he helped me out a lot. And then junior year, I'm the leading scorer on my team, starting to make a name for myself in the section. And then by, senior year, we win the gold ball. I'm the MVP of section, first team. Sorry, one. I didn't mean to table.
You have the Kenny Barrett disease.
I told you, first team all state, and colleges they're starting to send letters, they're calling. So being recruited was weird because I didn't. My dad passed away when I was 11. My mom was doing whatever she was doing, so I didn't really have the guidance like that. So I get phone calls, I get letters or whatever. I'll never forget the coach from Murray State calls me, and I was like, at that point, I already had said I'd go to Manhattanville. If I rewind a little bit, the reason why I'll tell you the other stories, but the reason why I ended up choosing Manhattanville because my mother and my sister were both sick, right? Like my sister, and she passed away while I was in college. My sister was born with HIV, and my mom had HIV/AIDS, right? So I didn't want to be too far. I'm poor. I didn't have a car. There's no mode of transportation. I didn't know even if I'd be able to afford a bus or a train to even get to see them if need be. So, Manhattanville is right there, a little support system around. So that's why I chose Manhattanville. People always joke, "Oh, you played D3 or whatever," and it's like, bro, I could have played Division I basketball. I play against Division I people all the time and can hold my own, but there's circumstances that people will never understand. And then I go to Manhattanville, I score about 1,500 points in 3.2 years. You know what I mean? So whatever, it's all relative. I wasn't going to the NBA even though I wanted to, right? But it wasn't going to happen. I had a nice college career. So Murray State, they called after I already said yes to Manhattanville, and I already had went on some visits or whatever. I was like, I think I'm good. Now, I don't know what Murray State is.
Yeah.
Right.
So the coach was like, "Are you sure?" He goes, "This is Murray State calling." He says his name. And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm just kind of tired of the process." He's like, "All right." So I go to school the next day, and I was like, "Yeah, I got a call from Murray State out in," and my friends were like, What? You going to Murray State? And I was like, "Nah, I told them I was good." They're like, "What's wrong with you?" But at that point, I was exhausted because I was gonna go to Iona, right? But they didn't want to give me a full scholarship. Now remember, no guidance. So I'm like, I didn't need a full scholarship. I could have took out loans or whatever have you, and would have been fine with partial scholarship, play for Iona. I went out to Monmouth University. They had a whole video for me. I was in. I didn't apply to Monmouth until May. So I was on a waiting list, and the coach couldn't get me in. But when I say I went to that school, and they had they rolled out the red carpet for me, and I was like, yeah, this is it, right? Then it was like, okay, and then I was gonna go to Marist. Fine, everything was all good. But then Marist told me because of the program, I was in another program for poor kids, right? For poorer kids because they had money, and I was getting money for basketball. They told me I wasn't gonna be able to play my freshman year. Now I'm competitive, so I was like, what do you mean I'm just gonna come and practice? I didn't know about the whole red shirt thing. Hindsight is 2020. Boston University, same thing. We'll pay for you to go to prep school for a year, and you'll have a spot. And I was like, nah, I want to play right away because I'm an idiot. Right?
Yeah, you're thinking right in the ball.
Right. I want to play. My mom's proud. Everyone's proud. Oh, my boy going to play college ball. It's like, all right, I'm going to play college ball. I'm not going to go to college and wait a year to play college ball. Right. But in retrospect, I wish, I wish I had done some things differently. But yeah, so I was recruited, but I ended up with Manhattanville because one, I trusted the coach, and for me, trust is everything. Right. So I trusted him. He sold me a story, and it wasn't just a story. He was really about that until he left my senior year, and I'm like, come on, coach, right? But and that's when Dean Memminger came here, NBA champion, but God rest his soul, but he was a terrible coach, and he had his own demons that he was struggling with. But but all in all, basketball got me to college, and it kept me out of some trouble that I could have gotten myself into, and not trouble with drugs or drinking, because I didn't drink, I didn't do drugs, I didn't do any of that stuff, but fighting. Yeah. Right. I knew if I fought, I couldn't play basketball. And there was, in Hastings, there was a lot of times, there was some racist kids there, and I had got into it with the actual skinhead. But the funny thing is, me and this skinhead we grew up in Yonkers together and we were friends. And then we get to Hastings and we're still cool. But then all of a sudden he shaves his head, Aryan Nation, all this stuff. And he starts to change. And then he said some things to me. And I swear to God, if it wasn't for basketball, I'm telling you right now, I would be in jail right now. Like 100%. Because he said something to me. He made a comment about my sister. And everyone knows, like, my sister, she's my best friend. Like, you can't talk about her now. Right. And man, thank God for basketball. Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
Well, you know what I hear from this story? He really could, like, if he was in this generation with the portal, he would have went to every school. I would have went to Murray State for like a semester, take a U-turn, go to Iona,
Not
to Manhattan.
Just think about it. You go to Manhattanville and you average whatever, and you 1,500 points. You go to any D1 school you want.
Any D1 school you want.
And you getting paid.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, who introduced you to basketball? Like, is this something you just picked up on your own, or is it just,
I just fell in love with it. My older brother, he was athletic, right? He played football. He was a football guy. First black quarterback of Roosevelt High School in Yonkers. But he was always playing sports. He played that. He played softball. He played basketball. And he was cocky, so he always talked about it, right? So then, you're home. You can't be in the house. Get out. Go outside. Go to the park. Whatever. So that's what I did. Went outside. We go to the park, and you see basketball. I'm like, oh. And you start shooting. It's like, oh, I actually like this. Right. Like, I like this a lot. And it got to the point where me and my boys, we would just like walk around Yonkers or Mulford Garden, like the bad part, School Street, Mulford Gardens, down by Trevor Park, Sand Park, all these different parks, and just play basketball till after midnight. Right. Like, drug dealers on the block knew who he was. Like, there was one time when I was in third grade, one of them stole my ball, and that wasn't cool. that was bad because it was. I had to. So here's
I think that's it.
Shameless plug. So I grew up with DMX, right? So he lived in my building, so he knew all of those dudes too. So when my ball got stolen, in a black household, you better go get that ball. You can't come back until you find it. So I'm like, I'm in third grade. Yeah. This dude is your size. Like, I can't. What am I supposed to do? Right. So I'm walking, I'm crying, and I see X. He's like, yo, what up? I was like, yo, man. His name was Boogie, rest his soul too. I was like, he got my ball. He won't give it back. He's like, wait right here. I got my ball back. I was able to go back inside. Thanks, X. Yeah, so it was like me, and like once that happened, growing up where I grew up, you don't know anything else, right? But there has to be something else. Yeah. So I wanted, better. I used to tell my sister, when I become a star and I started watching NBA, I was like, when I'm on TV, you'll never have to worry about nothing, right? Like, we're going to get out of here. And that was the drive.
Yeah. What was your experience like at Manhattanville College?
Well, it started out great. Well, no, it didn't start out great. Recruiting was great. Sell you up a river. We're going to do this, that, and third. And then I get there, and my first couple of games, I'm not playing. So I'm like, what is happening right now? Right? Like, again, I felt like I'm sitting behind these people that shouldn't even be on the court with me. This is my mentality at that point. And I had to humble myself because I wasn't practicing hard enough. I wasn't understanding the plays like I should. I wasn't sharing the ball like I should, right? I was putting I before the team. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget, once that clicked, I went to my coach. It was right before our Christmas tournament. And we were about to play, I think it was Purchase College. And I went to both coaches, and I was like, listen, I don't know what's happening, but I took your words from the last time we talked, and you said I wasn't working hard or whatever, and like, I hope you've been noticing I've been working hard. It was the red and white team, so on the red team, I used to call us the field Negroes, even though I was the only black guy. But we were the field in words, and the other the white team were Curtains boys, like they were like Indiana, like, yeah, we here, right? So we were gritty. So I was like, I hope you notice like what we've been doing to Curtains boys. And I'm telling that to Brian Curtin, my coach. Right. And he's like, no, we noticed you've been working harder and taking more of a leadership role. I was like, all right. So I'll never forget, I came off the bench that day, and I had 25 off the bench. the other coach, Farid, you look good. You look like you lost some weight, everything like that. Like, good, keep up the good work. I know you just killed us, but good work. I'm proud of you. Black dude with dreads, who I knew before the college. And then from there, it just took off. And my coach was like, I hope you know we didn't play you because you asked. I was like, I don't care why you played me. You should have been playing me.
Exactly.
And then from that point, you know, I made some people mad because there was starters on the team that were seniors and they weren't starting anymore. And whatever, that was it. And then everything took off until my sophomore year. Again, remember, let's backtrack. I'm poor, very poor. And I'll never forget. So I stay on campus during the summer. I find a way. I work telemarketing and stay on campus because I don't want to go back to Yonkers. And like my freshman year, I went back to Yonkers. I never forgot. I had a Kenneth Cole watch that I definitely stole, but I put it on my mom's like TV. Yo, next day, it's gone. One of her drunken friends took it. And I was like, all right, well, you know, I guess the guy stole it from me. What you gonna do? So I didn't want to go back to Yonkers. So I wanted to stay. I wanted to train, get better and better. I wasn't a big time like weightlifter. I wish I did. But then that year I was like, oh, I'm gonna lift weights. And I started getting stronger. And I'll never forget, I'm jogging at night with my girlfriend at the time. And in one of the buildings, one of the dorms, it's open. They're never open, right? You need your ID to get in. They're never open, but it's open. And there's an office there, and it was a brand new compact Presario. You remember those? Yeah. Brand new, open. And might as well had like the angel like, shining on it, right? So I look at my girlfriend at the time, I'm like, yo, I'm about to take this. And she was like, you know, she's Dominican. She's like, yeah, all right, do it. She's like, do it. I was like, all right. So, but she was like, you need to sell it, need to sell it, need to sell it. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm poor. I'm gonna use this for school. So this is how like divine intervention. This is why I feel like I needed to stop stealing because I was like a crazy thief. Like I'd walk into the mall, walk out with like $500 worth of stuff. So she's like, sell it. I'm like, nah, I have it for 2 weeks. What do? I call up the IT guy, George. Like, yo, George, hook this up for me. Yeah. Bro, the next day, remember I told you working telemarketing? Not. Farid, you need to come with us.
Yeah.
Michelle, you too. Oh, damn. What just happened? Yo, you took this computer and you hooked it up to the same network? What's wrong with you?
I was just thinking this. I'm like,
Yeah. So then I had to leave. So I went.
Right now, you're not working in IT currently.
It was one of those things like I know better. Like I was so savvy with things, and to have a brain fart like that, there had to be somebody like, yo, enough is enough, bro. Like stop it. So I left Manhattanville. Again, I was sleeping in the car, right? Because my mom at that point I had disappointed everybody. Everybody that was like looking out for me. I had people like giving my friend who I'm supposed to be meeting for his birthday right now. His dad, God rest his soul too, would give me like $100 a month because he knew like I didn't have it. And I would stretch that $100 a month that entire month. And like clockwork, he'd give me another one. It was like they don't make people like him anymore. So you know, I went to CW Post because everyone's disappointed in me. Like I can't believe it, Farid. Everyone. I let so many people down. My mom was like, nah, bro, you can't stay here. I was like, damn, I can't stay in the house. Nah, you can't stay here. So I'm sleeping in the car and stuff. So I get into CW Post. Everything's fine. I love CW Post. Like beautiful campus, school, basketball team, great. The coach was on some other stuff, right? It got to the point, it got so bad. You can't shoot in practice because he didn't want me shooting in practice because I wasn't one of his scholarship players that he recruited. So there I was going to redshirt and all that kind of stuff. So I'm killing these guys in practice. I'm talking, yo, these guys are houses at the point. Now remember, I don't become 6'5" until like maybe into my sophomore year. Like I went into college like 6'1.5", 6'2", right? So now like I'm in CW Post and I'm going against these like D2 players and they think they're all this. One's from Iceland, one's from another place, and I'm going at them and I'm shooting and like the coach is not liking it, right? Because again, I took my field Negro mentality and like now I'm with a bunch of black dudes. I'm like, yo, we in the field right now. We going against, and it literally was black versus white. I was like, we in the field right now, right? So they're like, yeah, and you know, the coach didn't like that too much. And it got to the point he was like, you can't shoot anymore in practice. I was like, but I don't get to play in games because I'm redshirt. What do you mean? So at that point, I had worked on like my character, and I went back to Manhattanville. I was supposed to be like suspended from Manhattanville for a year,
Right.
but I went back, and they took me back after like 4 months after that, like right before the spring semester. So now I know that I'm going back to Manhattanville. Yo, I was just waiting for him to say something to me in practice, and he said something to me in practice, and I just went off on this guy because I knew I was out.
You caught your CW post.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went his name. Oh, I don't even want to say his name. You don't deserve that respect. But his name, I'll tell you off the air, it sounds like you would think. Like if I say his name, like, oh yeah, that guy's a racist. Right? So I let him have it. And if he wasn't like 5'3", I would have hit him.
Right.
But I'm not gonna like hit a little guy. Like that's not cool, little old guy. But I wanted to. But I did it.
Take this
I did. I did.
That kind of explains his angry days. Like we wonder, like, why is Farid always mad?
Now you got.
I know you've changed, but I'm definitely gonna lock my car at the gym, especially if I like score on you.
So yeah, so then I come back to Manhattanville, and you talk about the biggest disappointment, the biggest consequence you could ever face. I get back, NCAA. I was supposed to be able to play, like right away. They're like, nah, you can't play. Do you understand? I had to sit on the bench and watch us lose by 1 to go to the NCAAs. When I tell you at the buzzer, backward shot under the basket like that, and he's a guy I would have been guarding.
Right.
And he would never have even came close. We would have won that game by 15, and this was one of our rivals. Right. And we lose by 1. I'm on a bench in warm-ups when I should have been out there with my brothers battling.
Right.
They came off and all just shook their head at me in disgust. I was like, damn, bro. Like, you don't get past that. Like, that image lives with me on a daily basis because what could have been. Mm-hmm. And, I try not to think about it, but it definitely does affect me. And it's something that I know I needed to go through because one, it's not about you. And that's a message that I teach in, my principalship. I teach kids all the time, like, it's not about you. You don't represent yourself. When you go out, you represent your family. Yep. You represent your teacher. Right. And I was like, and you represent yourself. That's what you need to really, really focus on because you don't want to disrespect yourself. And we go into all of that. And I did that. Right. And there's no way around it. Like, that's something I have to live with. And I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make that right for other people.
Yeah, I hear you. And is that kind of what steered you into education then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my sister.
Guys, sorry to bother. Ray, can you raise a little bit the mic or not? Raise it.
That's about as high as it goes.
Okay. Now do this with the mic a little. No, to the other side.
This way?
Not too much. Oh, come on, Ray.
Right here?
Yes, talk to me.
Can you hear me?
That's way better.
All right.
Thank you. Don't get too far, please.
Gotcha.
So, my sister, listen, everything I do in the name of her. Because I told her I was going to make it and she was not going to have to work or do anything, right? So, my sister had special needs growing up, right? She had a learning disability. So, when I got into education, I became a special education teacher for her. Right. Because in the system that we were in Yonkers, they didn't do right by her. So I always told her, when I get in a position like that, I'm going to make sure I build a school, I build a program that is worthy of you being there. Right. So that's how I live. That's how I lead. It's all through her. Anything I do in life is with her in mind.
And did you do that while you're in college? That's when you realized you wanted to do that, or was it after you graduated?
So when I was in college, all I thought about was how can I make a lot of money, right? So I graduated with a finance degree, communication minor. So I was always just thinking about money, money, money. But then I worked for don't laugh. I was a finance intern at InStyle magazine. Yep. No
one's laughing. It's a great place to work, apparently.
And, I wasn't doing anything. Like
Right.
I was doing like nonsense stuff, and I was looking at I was right next to the PR department, and they're doing all the stuff, they're having all the fun, they're talking to all these people, and I'm going through like spreadsheets and nonsense. I was like, this is stupid. So I worked at a camp, Purchase Day Camp, and when I was at that camp, I was like, oh man, I really like working with kids. And people were there, yo, Flip, you should work. That's my nickname, Flip. Flip, you should work with kids, this and that and the third. You'd be a good teacher. I was like, I don't know. So I go back home. I was living with my foster parents at after college because they became just my like regular family. And Fred, again, God rest his soul, I had a lot of death in my life. He comes home with a newspaper article that says accelerated master's program at Manhattanville. I was like, what? I was like, yeah, but I afford that. Oh, there's a competitive grant that you can like apply for and write whatever. Oh, all right, I'm a good writer. I'll do that. So again, things happen weirdly, but for a reason. So he comes home with that newspaper article like that. I'm back enrolled in school in this accelerated program. And the good thing about this accelerated program is like when you teach, you have to student teach, but you don't need to get paid for student teach.
Right.
This program allowed you to work in a city in your first 6 months counts as student teaching. I was like, what the hell? Like, yes, somebody's looking out for me.
Right.
And then the rest is history. So, you know, again, competitive. So as I'm teaching and I'm looking at my administration, I'm like, oh, I definitely can do that better. There's a better way to do that. Like, you don't have to be like an adult bully and like just talk down to people. There's a better way. So I became an assistant principal. All right. Still not fulfilled enough. I want to run the show, right? Became a principal, and now my aspirations, like, they don't stop at the building level, right? Like I want to be in charge of a district one day, because I think I pride myself in doing things differently. I think there's always a different way, and different isn't always better, but in my experience, that's just how it's worked for me. Like I don't want to be a run-of-the-mill person. Like I come in, wear a suit, tie, with earrings, right? Like I don't need to be like what you think I should be, the mold that you have for me. I don't need to be that, and I can still do the job and possibly better than you can do it. That's the mentality that I have, and it's what keeps me going. And it's not that I want to be better than anyone. I just want to continue to be the best version of myself. Like I'm my competition.
So with that being said, you had no aspirations of playing overseas, or did you have? Okay.
I did. David Capers.
It might have been your recent performances on Saturday that we're thinking like, yeah.
So
What country did you go to? Because I'd love to go there.
After it was like I went out to Chicago, and it was supposed to be one of those like, you know, come here, got all these scouts come in, these agencies come in, whatever. And again, I don't know guidance. I don't know about an agent. I should have gotten an agent or something like that, but I don't know anything about that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to this thing. Do you know we get out there to Chicago, Robert Morris College, right?
Yep.
And no scouts came. They had us eating like microwave like nachos basically for the 4 days that we were out there. And it was a money grab because you had to pay. You had to pay for the exposure.
Right.
I'm playing, and these dudes like, oh man, yeah, you're gonna get your highlight tape, and then you're gonna play in this because you've been doing well. You're gonna play in this all-star team in California. I get home, right? I wait a week. I'm like, I ain't got my tape yet. Like, what's going on? I didn't get the invite to California.
Right.
I try to call a number, it's disconnected.
Oh, man.
So at that point, that's when I decided, I was like, I don't have time for this. And again, I should have took the time to like really like, agent, and then they just do everything for you. But I'm thinking like no one's ever done anything for me. I've always done everything by myself. Like even getting to Manhattanville, like my mom didn't sign those papers. I signed those papers.
Right.
Like, so I wasn't used to that. And I was like, no, I'm going back to school.
Right.
And then I was like, you know what? I can still play basketball and, affect like real change and like help some people. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. But yeah, I wanted to play overseas. You couldn't tell me I wasn't.
No, because I know the competitive.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did you
You
play?
couldn't tell.
Yeah.
That's why, because I was like, first of all, I don't got money to just like for these exposure things. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't got that.
Right. I hear you. I guess, kind of coming to today, right? Here in 2026, the whole college recruiting is totally different. I think in the NCAA tournament this year, there was an announcement that maybe one or two seniors actually played on their same team their entire career or something like that. I'm sure Sean Gregory's probably going to correct me with the stats. But, and he also turned 50, so happy birthday to Sean, too.
Yes.
And he didn't dunk
He
the ball.
looks different from Capers.
A little bit, but he didn't dunk the ball, but he did his nice little left hook
hook.
shot and hit a 3 and then a game-winning layup in the last
Was it last
game.
week?
Yeah, this was
Okay.
last week. So he represented all right for 50, but he did not have a dunk or, that much of an impact, let's say. So, but he will correct us on our numbers. We know that. So, Sean, go ahead. But so that being said, what kind of advice do you give out, both from an academic perspective, but also from an athletic perspective for kids that you either coach, interact with, or as a principal, trying to help them get where they want to go in life?
It's funny because, back in the day, you would say, I'll have something to fall back on, I still think that's true. I think education is so, so important. Even if you're not using it in a professional capacity, just knowledge is literally, it's power. Knowledge is power. But now, it's hard because social media is there. Yeah. Everyone's seeing everyone get something for very little work, right?
Right.
And so it's hard to be you got to do this, that, and third, and work hard. And you got these kids that could just live in a basement and make millions of dollars. But what are you talking about? I'm going to be a podcaster, right? Or I'm going to be a YouTuber, right? And they're not wrong. They can make that money. But my advice is to always just, stay in school for as long as you can, soak up all the knowledge that you can get from people that actually been through it, and then just surround yourself by good people, because everyone has a trainer now. Everyone thinks they're a star athlete, and there's going to be somebody that's going to try to take advantage of you. Right. And if you're not surrounded by good people, like I didn't have people to know certain things, right? And I wasn't taking advantage of it because I was street smart, because I had no choice. But there's some kids out here today that they just are clueless, right? They want to do what they see, and they'll listen to anybody's going to sell you a story, and then before you know it, your identity is gone, your money is gone. This agent that said they can do whatever for you because you're a 5-star recruit, that's gone, right? So just surround yourself with good people.
Yeah.
I know you just was talking about the podcast, and I didn't know a lot of your story until I actually watched your podcast. Mm-hmm. Do you still do your podcast?
Yeah, okay. So it's still going. We took, again, like you, we took a little break. Scheduling is hard, right? Everyone's busy, and I do it with our good friend Henri, aka Boo. But he just became lieutenant at the White Plains Fire House, so he's doing his thing, right? He's coaching as well. So there's sometimes the timing just doesn't work, but yeah, it's definitely still going on, even if it has to be revamped or whatever, because I think, what you're doing is great. Getting these stories out there, talking to people, it's just, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like connecting. And I'm a firm believer in that, because I live a life where it's not always what you know, it's who you know. That's why I say surround yourself by good people, because I've hired a lot of people that I know personally, because, I know what their strengths are or whatever. And you need something, how I grew up. I don't know about how you grew up. I know about how you grew up. I'm pretty sure I know how you grew up. But if you...
Wow.
I mean, we're not here to stereotype or judge.
It is what it is.
But listen, it's not my story, but my parents were divorced. I had a single mother who worked very hard. God rest her soul. Damn it.
But if you...
Damn it.
And I'm going to have you on.
Yeah, no, please. But I got a very interesting story to tell people.
Where we're from, if you make it, we all make it, right? And that's the mentality. So if I scratch, I grind it, right? And I'm watching somebody scratch and grind too, and I'm in a position that I can help, I'm going to always help, not 10 times over. And, I have to check myself sometimes, because I get upset when people don't do that for me, because I think that's just what it is.
Right.
But I got to remember, not everyone's the same.
Right.
Well,
and you talk about surrounding yourself by good people, but our group that we play basketball with, and that's extended to many different runs, many different leagues. we all help one another, which is
Always.
what makes things so great. You could pick up the phone and call any one of us, and whatever connections we have, we're always looking to help each
Always. And that's the beautiful, that's why I love sports. And I try to tell my daughters, like, sports is not always about playing the sport. It's about the people, right?
Yeah.
Because if you heard her sometimes on the basketball court, you would think that we hated each other, right? Like the way that we talk to each other and about each other, you think, look, damn, they friends? But you're not wrong. And you pick up a phone, that's it. Yeah, I'm there. What you need?
Right.
That's it. Like, and it's really a beautiful thing. Like even Juan, you know,
Wow.
he's in the fold.
What do you mean even one? Like,
No, I mean,
am I different than you guys?
Juan, he can't really do much, but he's always willing to help.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
right? Like,
you gotta respect it.
You know, he's a good guy, and you know, I'll tell you one thing though, he's fast as hell on the basketball court. People don't get a chance to see him behind the camera, but
I call him the Chilean Blur.
The right one though, not left at all.
yeah, no left hand though.
No left hand.
Force him left, and you got an easy night playing defense.
But yeah, so yeah, this is great. My podcast is Every Day a Better You, and it's about just uplifting, right? Like I tell pieces of my story and where I've been, and then I talk about how I use that to flip the script and really like advance from there, right? Like you don't let bad things hold you down. You use them as learning experiences, and you propel yourself to move forward, and the people around you to move forward. So that's what I try to share with people through that podcast.
I know this is a little bit off topic, but how you get the nickname Flip?
Oh man, so it was a negative.
Whack ass.
Yeah.
Whack ass flip hook shot.
Oh, it was a negative connotation. So again, like I said, all I wanted to do was play basketball, right? And you know, I was heavier back in the day. And my boy, yeah. I was a dope boy. So then my brother made fun of me, like the movie Above the Rim, Bernie Mac, Flip Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Playing for the bumps, right? So that's where it came from.
Shep, they can't take where we from, Shep.
So that's where it came from. And then like when people, so my brother, he was the only one that was allowed to call me that. And then some of his older friends started calling me, and I would get tight. But then like some of my friends tried to start calling me, like there were fist fights for calling me that.
Right.
And then I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna fight it. It's just stuck after that. Then I got the tattoo, and that was it.
Right. Where's it?
It's on this side.
Oh,
Flip.
misspelled.
It's cursive.
So before we switch into our segment of overrated, underrated.
Yep.
Want to just ask you a question, and it's kind of like one of those deep questions that you see in like one of those like Hallmark movies. But being how successful you are today, numerous awards in education, and being a principal, going for your Dr. J in your Dr. J jersey. If you could speak to a young Farid now, and he was in your classroom or your hallway walking, what advice would you give him?
I would tell him that there's another side to life, right? Like 321 Wilbur in Yonkers, New York is not it. Trevor Park is not it. Your surroundings is not it, and it doesn't define you. Right. That was huge because that's all you knew. And but I would tell him it doesn't define you. Don't ever let it define you. And there's when you get something better and you earn something better, you hold on to that, and you don't let anyone take that away from you, right? And you deserve it, right? Because people are going to tell you in life that you don't deserve it, you didn't work for this, but you deserve it, you earned it, and it's okay to like be happy about it.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. And where do you see yourself? Because I know, and I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, or whatever, but you're working on something, I know, but besides a doctorate, but where do you see yourself in 1, 3, 5 years from now?
So in a year, I see myself like back being closer to home. 3 to 5 years, I see myself at the district level, trying to like get either have become a superintendent or on my way to being a superintendent. I set goals for myself, and I got kind of, I don't want to say backtracked. I think it was like this, and then it kind of went like this, and now it's back to that. But yeah, that's the goal, and it's just what it is. Like that's what I'm striving for. So I'm hoping to be a district level leader within the next 3 to 5 years.
And we can edit this out, but I'm going to ask you. You're working on a book too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know if we were allowed.
No,
to
yeah,
talk
that's
about
fine.
that. Okay.
Yeah, so the book is the same name as my podcast, same name as the T-shirt I'm wearing. Every Day a Better You. And again, it's just one of those things. Now, like I had about 5 chapters of it done, but now I'm trying to like rethink how like the layout. If I want it strictly like the same, like flashback, but then to present time, how I'm using that hard time.
Right.
If I want to make it more lessons based. So there's some things that I'm trying to tweak right now. But yeah, that book is definitely coming out soon. Once I'm finished writing all of this stuff for my doctorate, I'll have more time to focus on my book, because that's something that's not just a passion project, right? That's something that I've been thinking about like almost my entire life,
Right.
With everything that I've been through, and how it came out on the other side. I think it's a powerful story to tell people that are going through anything, because there's a lot of Farids, even with worse stories than mine, that they can't see a way out. And I'm here. I'm living proof to tell them that there's a way out. Actually, my first you like this story. My first
I just see this guy. I can only tell. I can already tell it's gonna, you know what? All right, let me hear this, Farid.
When I first started teaching, right now, I was making like $37,000. I thought I was rich. $37,000, what? My first paycheck, I was living on Bainbridge off of Fordham Road. So my first paycheck, I blow it all on a chain. So I got this chain, and I got this it's a dog tag, 1.25 carats around it, and I got it inscribed. And on the back it says obstacles are meant to be overcome, and on the front it says living proof. So that's why whenever I say living proof, I go right back to the chain. I want to tell you that story, so now you can think about the chain when I say I'm living proof.
Wow. All right.
You still have the chain?
Of course I do. I'm gonna wear it to the next
I
run.
thought it was going in a different direction, so I'm glad it ended there. I was like, all right, here we go. No, but that's good. Listen, that's a fantastic story. And as we always talk about, right? Like we all, as men who compete, we all get maybe a little below the surface, but we don't really talk about stuff that really bothers you every day. You know what I mean? Because we're like, all right, we can't show ourselves as weak or whatever like that. But I mean, you came up pretty weak.
I'll be sure to take advantage on the court.
I mean, calling him Flip next week. Flip, shoot the ball, Flip. As soon as he misses, you know that's coming out. All right, well, listen, we're going to switch it to our final segment.
Let's do
This is overrated, underrated. We give you a topic or a name or a person or whatever, and you just quickly say overrated or underrated. Now, this gets spicy. It also gets, where some people like to explain their answers, which kind of ruins it. But,
I'll just keep it simple.
So keep it simple. All right, so do you want to start off?
Yeah.
All right.
Elijah.
Overrated.
Wow, I'm going to stay in that thing. Mike Coburn. Be truthful. He can't yell at you right now.
There's no like
There's no right or
regular.
wrong. Well, you could say,
Rated?
he's neither. I mean, that's a
No, Mike is tough, man. And so is Elijah. I say that, in jest. But he's underrated, Mike. Because he's actually you don't want me to explain.
No. Go ahead. Explain.
Because he's actually a good dude. Like on the court, it's like, oh god damn it, I want to punch him in the
Who's that?
throat.
Oh, yeah.
But when you talk to him, it's like, I can keep talking to Mike.
Right.
Like I actually like
Right.
Mike.
No. Again, I mean, because he's usually not yelling at you the way he yells at others. But
But yeah, so he's underrated.
All right. Go ahead.
The Lakers.
Underrated. Of course we're underrated right now. We down Luka and Austin.
And LeBron's 40-something years
Yeah,
old. 52.
exactly.
I think he might be 52.
He might be.
All right. NIL portal.
Overrated, man.
Do you think it's killing basketball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Or
it's-
killing sports in college?
yeah, man. It's like it's good. Those kids are getting like something needed to happen, right? Because
Right.
there's billions of dollars being made off the backs of athletes,
Right.
right? But it's turning things into a joke now. Like there's no more like real college sports, like especially the high level G1 sports. This is all just minor league amateurs playing. It's all a business. Like imagine, and what does that teaching our kids? Oh, my coach yelled at me. I'm going in the portal. I'm going somewhere. Where does that teach grit and resolve and all of the things that you need to make it in the world?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Well, Cape, I'll let you close it out with the last one.
I'll say college basketball.
I love college basketball, but it's becoming overrated now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like I would never say NBA is better than college basketball, but I'm starting to enjoy NBA a little more again because it's the same damn thing. They're paying for play, but they're better.
Right.
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 Like,
Yeah. Well, and from an academic perspective, no one realizes that every time they transfer, their credits don't transfer with them. And so they could be like, 4 or 5 years of athletic eligibility, but they're
Yep.
still like a sophomore.
Yep.
So,
yep. 30-year-old sophomore.
right, exactly.
Well, who's caring now? You coming out of the portal with $4 million.
Yeah, that's not gonna last more than 2 or 3 years, though. You know what I mean? Unless you're smart financially.
Exactly. Unless you're smart financially, but to a lot of these kids are like, Antoine Walker,
Right.
just blowing money.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Well, Farid.
Juan's like, who's Antoine Walker?
Yeah. Well,
For a moment, I thought you were talking about AJ.
So Farid was beforehand talking about his he's going to wear a Dr. J's jersey. Juan was like, "Is that a rapper?" We're like, "Yeah, he doesn't know who Dr. J is." I was like, "Google him," Google him.
Man, you gotta know what a doctor is.
Well, listen, Farid, fantastic
Yes.
story. I mean, amazing story, and you're doing great things, and you're on to bigger and better things. So, 2 things I ask. One, we'll try to get a clip out here once you get your dissertation and your doctorate in your jersey. We'll
Yeah, it's
get
coming.
that on the website. And then the second thing, I forgot because I'm talking too much. Your book.
Yeah.
We'd love to get that out on the website.
Oh, 100%.
And plug your podcast as
Yeah,
well.
come back.
especially the episode that you're gonna be on.
Absolutely. And by the way, I told you we should get some merch. Get some underrated merch, right?
I was looking at that last night, trying to. We got this.
I-
We got this. We got this.
Yeah,
Coming,
thank
coming.
you. I cannot do everything, It's too much.
We got you, Juan. I got you.
Offensive. Huh?
Right? Can't work in this environment. Well, listen, everybody. Thank you so much for another episode of Underrated. Please make sure to remember to go out there, like, subscribe, share, get this out there because these are stories you don't get to hear from people who are very successful. And you're sitting here and no one knows this fantastic story. And they will hopefully through your podcast, through your book, through you becoming a doctor, and then coming back on the show so we can see where you're at in another year or so.
Yes, no, I appreciate you guys, man, and keep doing your thing. You guys are out there, and the work speaks for itself. So good job, kudos to you guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
you.
man. Thank you. All right, we'll see you next time on Underrated.
Go Knicks.